These videos, clips of these psycho pregnant women popping pills. Like, why?
So let's talk about Tylenol. Let me straighten this all out for you. First, let's put up that tweet from Tylenol from 2017, which was a warning not to take Tylenol during pregnancy. I would simply say that what the HHS in their press conference reminded us is pregnant women should not be taking anything. That is simply true. It has been my position my entire career. Pregnant women should not take pharmaceutical substances. There was a very strong signal. I heard a guy from Harvard talking about it yesterday. The signal was, quote, very strong that there may be some neurodevelopmental problems associated with intrauterine development if you're exposed to Tylenol during pregnancy. That does not mean that people are going to take away your Tylenol and that you should be, if you don't, they've seen pregnant women take Tylenol just because Trump pisses me off. That should be against the law, frankly. It's harming your baby because Trump pisses you off.
I've been so fascinated with this topic and these videos, clips of these psycho pregnant women popping pills. Like, why?
No one is taking away your Tylenol. And guess what? If you get a very high fever, which is also neurodevelopmentally threatening to your developing fetus, your obstetrician is going to tell you to, guess what? Take Tylenol. Because in that situation, the risk reward is worth it. I find myself speaking in media almost every day about risk reward, everybody, risk reward. There's a really interesting sort of wrinkle in this story, which is the American College of Physicians in their rheumatology board review last go round made a recommendation that there be only one medication that be considered to be taken during pregnancy for people that are on it for their lupus, that it be maintained during pregnancy. That medication, only one, hydroxychloroquine, because it's so inert and so benign, and you can just take it safely during pregnancy. That's an insane reality. Tylenol, more dangerous. Also a reminder that one of the most serious ways to commit suicide is Tylenol overdose, and you need only take 15 pills or maybe even 12, and you will be dead in 3 days, and there is nothing other than a liver transplant we can do about that. It causes massive hepatic necrosis fast. I worked in a psych hospital for many years. I had to deal with this. I swear to God, I had a guy get liver failure after 8 Tylenol tablets. And it depends on your own enzymatic machinery in your liver. It can more easily go a bad direction. And guess what? Pregnancy is one of those things that can make it more easily toxic.
Well, I'm sure Sage and I both have a million questions. They're probably all the same questions. But when you saw that tweet, so the tweet you just showed, I think was from 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes.
So clearly Tylenol was acknowledging something then. Now, this is the first I've heard of it. This is obviously not my field of expertise. But when you saw that tweet be resurfaced, were you basically like, duh? And why has nobody at the FDA or now that you've sort of been red-pilled on a lot of our institutional health issues, does this not surprise you that we didn't know about this?
I think it's a symptom. Look, pregnant women should take nothing. This is a reminder of that. Nothing, period. Tylenol, unless you have a very high fever and your obstetrician tells you, then it's worth the risk reward, maybe. But I think it's a sign of what happened at our HHS and CDC was where they became a centralized authority and started telling people how to practice medicine and what to do, as opposed to an advisory agency, which is what you saw in full display during that practice conference. You had 3 clinicians up there going, there's a strong signal. We're not telling you what to do, but we need you to be aware of the signal. Talk to your doctor. That's the CDC. That is a renewal of its original intent.
My goodness. And then what did we see? The ladies of the left, I mean, going crazy, these viral videos, Dr. Drew, even before this incredible explanation, to thank you for this education here on it. I thought, well, this is not a good thing. Why are these women on camera, bellies showing, laughing as they pop pills into their body? You talk about mental health issues that we mentioned with Rubin. That's what this is.
That is, to me, that is, I worry about that person as a mother. That person will attack a fetus because of their political outrage about something that a president said. And by all he said was, hey, these guys are being doctors. They're walking a certain line here, but I can say it. Don't do it. Why would you do it? Just common sense. Why would you do it? He's right. He's correct. That's just true. But I mean, listen, I had a family member call me about Tylenol. I said, look, it was about a child taking Tylenol. And I said, look, there's a 0 chance of teething harming the child. There's a non-zero chance of Tylenol harming the child. Decide accordingly. And back to what you're talking about with these women, I worry. Okay, I don't know this to be true, but I worry our casualness with which we approach a very solemn topic like abortion may be fueling this idea that I can do whatever I want to my body, even if it's to make a political statement even when it's going to harm a fetus. That
Ugh.
is I worry like hell about that.